Hello everybody, how y'all doing? So, I got plans to try to do weekly energy updates, okay? So, me using the term weekly is only for that purpose, like, okay, I just, post another one, and usually, while we having a conversation, but as far as I'm concerned, as far as me, time is an illusion to reality. We need time to understand how we format the way we want to rest to stay organized. So basically what I'm saying is an organization tool, and that's all it is for the purpose. So I'm about to shuffle cards, okay? So I'm just coming in to do what is, a prediction for the upcoming energy that any of the collective can encounter, It's also a good one for myself. So, yes, benefits of doing free tarot readings is I get to share what I could have done in private, So I'm just doing this on a public base. Hopefully it will help all of us, including myself. Alright? So I'm going to take 2 cards from this deck here. Alright? Then give us an idea of the energy. And then we'll pull some tarot cards. I would do clarifies, advice, or whatever if needed. Just wait till that time come around. But right now I know I'm pulling these oracle cards right here. And then I'm going to pull some tarot. Alright? So, shuffle these up a little bit more. And I'm going to get me 2 cards up from this deck. Alright, so there go my 2 cards from this deck. Now, oops, excuse me, I'm up here hitting the camera and stuff, so you seeing stuff shaking and all that good stuff. So, everybody, let's get into it. So, this is my deck. What did you call it again? Let me get the name of the deck. I gotta figure out where I put the book at. The Wisdom of the Mayas. Okay. So it looked like one of them that's coming up is Evil Reign. It's the number 37. But hieroglyphic's supposed to be 12. But Ab at the same time is a type of frequency. It's a flow. It's a motion. It's something that's always constant. So I feel with this card being selected is what is it trying to say? It's more like a warning that is coming to me at this point in time. Like, be careful what you diving into. Be careful about what you listening. Be careful, analyze yourself every second that you can take after you transition through environments. Say you and some friends, family, whatever it might be. Or it could be you by yourself. You want to go out for a run, or you want to go, y'all got plans to go out for the weekend, go sightseeing, go travel. Okay, each and every place that you probably encounter, try to analyze the energy either within the place or at least when without. You know, try to check your mood. Like, what did just happen right then that made you shift so quick? You know, what happened to your homie or whoever you with? You know, what happened to them that made them shift so quick? Not saying that you have to be the RN, the LPN, or the doctor, or you know, the MP, or anything in the situation. If especially depending on how it happened to somebody, if you're gonna go to try to perform your personal exorcism, but you don't classify it as an exorcism, right? But you're using concern to try to bring somebody back, try to understand what just happened, what shifted, why did we go here? Or if you know somebody got this behavior and it prompted up, but you decided to go out with them. On a situation you decided to go out with them, take your responsibility. Because if you already knew it was like that, they're going to get affected. How conscious and their position in it is their position. You need to learn how to respect that, and that's probably the best practice at that point in time. Now, if it's somebody that you're not used to shifting like this and they having a shift and you want to do this exorcism type thing, don't go to them. I don't think it's going to be very well to go to them and try to bring them back by reminding them of who they are. It's more or less of reminding them of whether they like that change, whether they like what happened. It's almost like you got to cater to the energy in a sense, you know, for some people. You know, other people, I mean, the way that they want the saga to be determined is all about your location and your events. But those are great examples that is to be expected inside of the energy. Now, the detail is really up to the actors and actress that's going to play a role in it. Whether it's from anime all the way to, I guess we call ourselves human, you know. The next card that came up is KAQJA, and it is seen to be number 21, and it's classified as the pyramid. So, for me, feeling this vibration of the pyramid is a little bit, it's touching my logical system. What do I mean it's touching my logical system? It's one of these energies, accept what you cannot change and have the courage to change what you can. And allow the wisdom to come as the wisdom may be needed. That's what I mean about this pyramid type of energy. It's one of those things. It's effort. I can feel the effort that has to be in a situation. Where did the effort go? Maybe when it gets to the tarot cards, it might be a better story to be told. But definitely accept the things you cannot change and control the things that you can change. And allow the wisdom to come as it may be needed. It's submission. It's, you know, it's that feeling of submission but effort. It's interesting because how do you put effort and submission together to make logical sense? That's going to be on you, viewer. I mean, I know how I'm doing it for me, but as I say, I'm not just the narrator, but I'm also the spectator in this reading as you are, you know. I'm narrating and spectating at the same time. Luckily, you get to spectate. Your narrating comes in, and that's where you resonate at. So we all got our positions in this moment of time of translation. But think about that. Think about effort and submission. In the middle of some shifty things. And it's not like everything gets shifty. Because like I said, when it came to the first card, the ab have a glyph is like take responsibility. So is it really a shift or is it really an awakening? So let's get into some cards. Let's talk about the brighter side to the situation, right? Let's try to get some cards to see the bright side. Hope you like the way my candle burning. You need to go check out ganesha-healing.square.site, and my candles is up there. This is one of my personal candles right here. Also, if y'all been enjoying me coming back around again, can you try to start liking? Maybe come back and start subscribing since I'm around again. I'll be around. You know, I really don't have a steady or constant pace or anything like that. I'm chilling, I'm relaxing, you know. But I'm back around, okay? As far as posting goes anyway. Never really live. I just stopped posting for a while because I needed to take care of some things. And I'm saying that because I was posting a lot on Facebook more than YouTube. So I really never, I just, you know, left the YouTube scene for a little bit, you know, on posting anyway. I was still around, I just really wasn't posting. So for my Facebook people, you know, I'm just sharing the videos. So, you know, I put the preview over there for y'all, and you come over to YouTube and get to watch the whole full one for free. You know, keep my platforms kind of balanced out. But I appreciate y'all's support who did hang around and who's sticking around for other reasons. Thank you. Because if it weren't for the hateration, I wouldn't have had inspiration to come back. So, on the brighter side of it, right? And at the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Swords. So, yeah, you know, I think the King of Swords was definitely in both of the situations, both of the type of energies. Meaning the first one, you know, depending on how you're going out, you're traveling, because it is all these events. It's going to be people on trips. It's going to be people who, you know how somebody's behavior is, but for real, you is addicted to complaining about it. You're addicted to being around this person, and you're addicted to complaining. You can't help all those three habits that you got. It's just who you are right now at this point in time, because it makes you feel more in the in-group, and that's what counts more. You stuck in the pattern of the collective in-group, and that makes a difference. Socialization is a highly impression for you, for those people that I'm referring to. So yes, you're gonna be around people you already know their behavior. You choose to. So that's where the King of Swords is at. You know, you choosing. So, but it's like the situation is just going to be there to be more strengthened, more tightened. you know, eventually you're going to get exhausted in one of those categories. So the change that's occurring is for those reasons, you know. And then there's those people who's innocent, who's going to get caught up. It's you need to be seen. That situation need to take place. Is you got caught up in a flow of energy. It doesn't matter if you're conscious or you're not conscious, and if it does matter, it matters on you preventing it. Meaning, you could be a very conscious, skillful, intuitive, psychic, and you will still run into the situation because it was meant for you to be needed in it. So your intuition skills going to guide you like a hound dog to the situation. It's going to be more intriguing, you know. And that's when I was talking about, in the flip side, the other card that came out far as the pyramid is that those type of situations is going to go over to, you know, accept the things I cannot change and control the things that I can change, and allow the wisdom to come in, because you already accepted with your highly intuitive gift and you want to embrace it. And that's what's up. Nobody's knocking you. So you accepting that part of the situation, and you controlling at the same time that part of the situation, because you accepted how your gift operated already. That's what you cannot change. And you also is controlling the acceptance of your gift, and that's what led you to the situation. But that knowledge that you really maybe wanted to prevent is the wisdom that's going to come later. So, you know, that's the thing about the King of Swords, is definitely all in this energy here, okay? So first of all, the first card that came out, and this is that the Hierophant is known as the messenger, okay? Which is great for, like I said, on the brighter side. Look at the bright side of no matter who, what, how, when, the message is heard. The message is heard. No matter who is the messenger, the message was delivered. If that's a better perspective way. And that's really kind of like how I'm speaking of, I guess that's where the evil reign might come at. You know, once the wisdom come in, maybe. And it's some people who's going to be temperamental, and you temperamental by nature, and some of it is going to be temperamental because it's disrupted. You know, it caused a shift, and it caused that change to happen inside of you. So, you know, it's just one of those things, and that's where the Five of Wands is actually coming in at when it comes to this, right? And then you have the Four of Pentacles. And that's just not trying to repeat myself all over again. And then you have the Three of Cups. And then you have the Four of Swords, which is piggybacking off the shadow dynamic of the King of Swords, okay? Basically, in my honest opinion, okay? So I have another deck I want to shuffle, right? We're not going to beat a dead horse or anything like that. It's many different readers and ways we can interpret a card. You have your choice if you're a reader to interpret the way you choose. But I'm not going to beat no situation down. I want to go to the next part. So the next part is, I want to know about the grimy grim that's inside of this message here, okay? It's the bashful things that sometimes hold my tongue back. The bashful grim energy up in here. So underneath of the deck, we have the Three of Swords. You know, off a soft touch of it, I think it's like, if I want to get a confirmation card, I can get a confirmation card. But it's definitely representing this is like the grim of the grim, okay? Because Three of Swords is very commonly known, even though I don't always read it as such. But, it, you know, as far as a collective aspect, and this reading is related to the collective, it's always related to some kind of heartbreak. Something that's discontent and something that you don't like. Now, this is a new deck for me. I did not gaze at the cards in the book, meaning that I believe this card is the Hermit, but I know that the Justice card also could be used here. And I just want to see in this deck whether this is the Hermit, because that's the feeling that I got. And I'm going through the book to find out. Okay. Oh yeah, it's the Hermit. I thought it was the Hermit. It gave me that feeling. So, I just rather be sure. You know, I guess I'm trying to make sure that while I'm giving advice, I could take the advice, you know, because it is something that I need to think about situations, you know, to encounter when I was talking about it. If you're highly intuitive, you know, you already accepted some things. And it just is what it is, and that's for me. So, you know, just to make sure that I keep myself temperate. So, what we're beginning off with is the Ace of Wands, the Hermit, and the Knight of Wands, which is really sticking out as a message of is hide and seek. Meaning, who is hiding who? And when do who has who is a strategic thing that counts in this energy here. And I guess the grim of it that I'm feeling after coming out with saying that is the fact of the fakeness and the realness in it. Are you a fake person because of the way that you avoided the situation? Are you a real person because of the way that you handled the situation? I think the fakeness and the realness, the side effect that's in it is what really is the main thing. It's going to be a self-conscious thing. And it seems like on the grim of it, right? You just might have loose lips about it. And how somebody pay attention to it, or who is the one paying attention to it when these loose lips happen, is the Grammys of it all. It's just a Grammy feeling, meaning that it could really make you upset. It could start making you very paranoid because of whoever and however the conversation happened. If you still is always in this environment constantly, well, you're going to get a little bit paranoid. Because your paranoia take you to the point that you accepted the fake and the realness in it, and I don't care about what nobody think and all this, so you want to pop attitude ahead of time because somebody swag wrong. They swag wrong on you. So then you're going to have attitude, and now here's your conscience pouring out even more out there. And imagine, like, what is that energy going to be used for? And who's going to use that energy? Is that energy getting poured out because maybe it's a bigger, in your town, in your state, or somewhere around your state or something like that? Or you might have family in another state. Is there, you know, a Black Lives Matter movement, for example, right? Is a Black Lives Matter movement is going on, and you done had this whole breakdown, right? But that energy was needed. It made you throw up and embarrass yourself and go through all of this kind of stuff because your energy was needed to fuel something else. It's, you know, it's going to go on its own travel path. You know, like in the bright side of it, you got to think about the messenger. Who is the messenger? How is the message going to be performed? How is it going to be conducted? So all of this drama then occurred just to go somewhere else, right? And it's not like you might not like the benefit of it going somewhere else if it get resolved peaceful enough and humble enough that you feel like you benefited off of it, or that you could come to a peace with the situation. Then it would look more better, but it's not saying that you necessarily will. Okay? Because probably depending on the gram of it, you still gonna have to be served just cause. And what I mean by that, that's where that Five of Wands and the Four of Pentacles at on the good side of it, right? Because you got to think, if the higher authority and everything, you got the Hierophant that's out here. So if the higher spirit guys is involved in making this happen, of course, why would they be upset? Of course, that energy going to be on the good side. Now, being that we are the ones of their puppets until these lands and keep everything going for their pure little entertainment, you know what I'm saying? It's the grim for us. So, it's not like you not going to get chastised. It's even like, what is it supposed to be? Spoil the child, spare the rod. Understand where that's coming from. That's, in this type of energy, that's you got that rod that's here, and of course, what you got, the Ace of Wands and the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands. So shit, the rod is being spared. And I haven't even got to the King of Wands. I only mentioned 3 cards to you first. The Ace of Wands and the Hermit and the Knight of Wands. And see right there with the 3 of Swords. And there's only 3 wands that's right here. That's that 3 of Swords. The grim of the ground. You're still going to, like I said in the very beginning, responsibility going to really count in the matter. If you know you hanging around somebody that's like that, it's better to take responsibility here. That's the grim of the responsibility. Now, nobody told you technically. I mean, they could have got it out of you a different way. But for you, because you feel so secure in being real, between the real and the fakeness, which determines the reaction, right? And you still caused another situation. And that situation is just a vibration because it's going to attach to another situation that is dramatic too. So the energy of alignment is a mother in this, mother and a father in this situation. It's one of those things of being a 2-year-old kid and throwing a temper tantrum and it's on the popping, And it don't have to be that the child got hit or anything. It's just the whole conversation, of still not getting what you want, feeling the pain of it. So like I said, coming up after the Knight of Wands is the King of Wands and the Ace of Cups. Because it's basically what I say, just because it is what it is and you might get the wisdom on it, doesn't mean that you don't hold responsibility. Once that wisdom comes, it should be more depending on how it works. Because I don't know whether the responsibility going to trigger the wisdom or the wisdom is going to trigger the responsibility. I think it really depends on the person and your role in the situation of how you was utilized throughout this energy right here to get things accomplished. Because it's a very manipulating energy, but it's one that we all live in together. Whether we the richest person or whether we the poorest person, we invented an organizational system up on this planet to follow suit with alignment. So the alignment is the alignment. How you align with what you, like I said in the beginning, this other card, is all about an acceptance, control, and wisdom. These are the major factors that really is going to play a role within the energy that I'm reading about. Could it be longer than a week? Surely can be. So like I said when I first did the intro, I just have plans to do them weekly. So that's why, I'm using that term, but it's very loosely. You know what I'm saying? Time is nothing but an allusion to organization. So, if it helps you whenever it comes around, if you're one of those ones to be selected or whatever, just understand one way or another, it's a messenger in every situation. And the messenger is the one that's either going to be the instigator, either the antagonist or the protagonist. Or the bystander. Maybe. You know, that comes, and what I mean by a bystander, you eavesdropping in a conversation, and it just so happened it triggered and made you think. King of Swords. So it can be a bystander. But definitely this energy is very interesting. How far do you want to go in this situation? What kind of actions, what is your plan as a viewer? Are you trying to be content? You trying to be calm? You trying to be this? Okay, aim for those goals. That is very specific to help you out. Aim for those type of goals that you want to feel like. Okay? Control what you can. And allow the wisdom to come when needed. Alright, so that's the energy update, you know. Good luck.